clicking on these names here actually gets you into the project. So for example, if I click on Fusion BIMStorm, this is for the community college district's studio and projects. You'll come to this page. If you open up these projects, you actually see a few things here. You see the green projects, which are shared from the BIMStorm teams. There are a couple of projects here. One that's labeled Project 00, Start Here, BIMStorm Teams. This is where you would actually come to get access to the program requirements for MiraCosta. We'll also be opening up some other projects as we go along here, but this is the beginning here. You actually start there. You can also look at this in map view. If you click map view, you get a view of the projects as well. This launches into a map, and each dot on the map is a location with the project. So MiraCosta is down in Oceanside, and you can actually see that right there and zoom in. Going back to the project list, the Start Here project. The first step that you do is to add a new project at the very top. This will create your own project. Give it a project title. My project for MiraCosta. You could put your team name, so maybe I'm the team Onuma. A lot of different schemes can be within a project, so this is kind of the heading for all the projects that you would put into this particular one. You put in your project, your team number. You could create a new number for your team. Look on the list there and see if there's anybody else with a similar number, and I'll just create a. You can change this later as well too if you decide to expand that. So there's my project 007. It's an empty project, so I can create an empty scheme here. But the instruction is going to be to go into the MiraCosta project, the 00 Start Here, MiraCosta College Program Requirements. There are 3 projects here. And if you open this project up, you'll only be able to view it. So you go ahead and duplicate it. There's a duplicate button here. I'll click duplicate. And it's going to ask you at the very top, where would you like to place it? You select your project folder, Onuma Team Project, right there, or my project for MiraCosta is the one I just made. And it's by default it's named the Program Requirements, so I could leave that there, or I could rename it as well. I'll just leave it for now, and just leave all this defaulted as checked. These are all the different projects that are identified in the MiraCosta campus. So now it's duplicating all of the projects and creating a version for myself, and this is what would load initially. It would be a site plan from MiraCosta, and you see the red buildings actually are the proposed buildings. There's a program requirement for a new athletic building right here, building 9000, and also a new building on the northern side here, building 4900. Maintenance, operations, and purchasing program requirements, and there's a solar photovoltaic array over a new parking area. You can see actually in the background here there's a background image here that can be turned on and off on the right, and you can select different images. You can also collapse some of these screens if you want to make more space. Here on the left is navigation for throughout all the buildings, and I can select different backgrounds that came from the HMC master plan, the draft master plan for MiraCosta. For the BIMStorm, we're going to be focusing on this blue area here, the 3 projects: Instructional Building 3, which is the Athletics Building 9000, the Maintenance and Operations Building. You can also turn off the map here and actually see a little bit more. The Maintenance and Operation Building 4900, and the solar photovoltaics over the parking area. So what can happen here, this is a scheme now that you've duplicated with your name, so you can actually even edit data. So you're in edit mode or view mode. In edit mode you can actually move the building around. So you could, for example, say we really propose to put it somewhere else on the site, move it over, or even change the shape of overall navigation. Along the top, the studios page is where we started on. Project list we looked at. Site plan is where we are right now. At the site plan level you can zoom in and out, either with the plus or minus button or with a mouse scroll bar. On the left side are a list of all the buildings. On the right side are different layers. So for example, if I wanted to turn off the background image. I turn that off and I see Google Map in the background. There are different layers for Google Map and things you can turn on and off here as well. I can turn off the entire map. Sketch layer is where this blue outline is. I can actually turn that on and off as well. Site plan, the red line. As I zoom in, you can start seeing site components are like the parking areas, and the buildings are the last elements here. On the left side, you can see a list of buildings as well. So for example, this maintenance building is also listed here. So if I open this up, there are 2 floors in this building, and there are multiple rooms inside the building. So this entire structure on the left basically lets you zoom in and out of the different parts of the project. The next lesson will be how to drill down into the program requirements of this maintenance building and the athletics building, building 3.